5 signs you should switch to a high-yield savings account.
Plain.
Are you ready to make your money work harder for you, growing steadily while sitting safely in a savings account? Switching to a high-yield savings account could be the financial game-changer you've been looking for, offering higher interest rates and smarter features to boost your wealth-building journey. In today's fast-paced banking world, where traditional accounts often lag behind inflation, a high-yield savings account can transform how you save, giving you more return with minimal effort. The exciting truth is that you might already be showing signs that it's time to make this switch, even if you haven't noticed. Some people stick with low-interest accounts, losing potential earnings to fees or outdated banking, while others seize the opportunity to optimize their savings with high-yield options, aligning their money with their goals. What makes the difference? It often comes down to recognizing a few key signs that your current account isn't serving you as well as it could. In this article, we're diving into 5 signs, grounded in insights from financial and banking experts, that indicate you should switch to a high-yield savings account. These aren't just hunches, they're backed by sources like Forbes, Bankrate, and the Journal of Personal Finance, which highlight the benefits of modern saving strategies. By the end, you'll spot these signs in your own financial life, feel empowered to take action, and have practical steps to make the switch seamlessly. Stay with us until the end, because you might be closer to maximizing your savings than you think, and small changes can lead to big financial wins. Ready to see if it's time to switch to a high-yield savings account? Let's dive in. Sign 1. Your current account earns less than 3% APY. The first sign you should switch to a high-yield savings account is that your current account earns less than 3% annual percentage yield, APY, significantly below what top high-yield accounts offer in 2025, where rates often range from 4% to 5.5%. If your bank pays 0.5% or less, common for traditional savings accounts, you're losing potential earnings, as $10,000 at 0.5% grows by just $50 annually, while 5% yields $500. According to a 2024 Bankrate report, high-yield accounts can earn 10 times more interest than traditional ones, compounding your savings faster. Sticking with a low APY slows your growth, but switching to a high-yield account accelerates it, putting your money to work. Imagine 2 savers, Zoe and Liam, both 30 years old. Zoe keeps $20,000 in a traditional account at 0.4% APY, earning $80 a year, barely keeping up with inflation. Liam switches to a high-yield account at 5% APY, earning $1,000 annually, growing his savings meaningfully. What Liam realizes, and Zoe doesn't, is that her low APY is stunting her wealth, while his high-yield account is boosting it. A low APY doesn't just limit returns, it signals your savings deserve better. The good news? You can find a better rate. Check your current account's APY on your bank's website or statement, and compare it to high-yield options on sites like Bankrate or NerdWallet, aiming for 4% or higher. Research banks like Ally or Marcus, known for competitive rates. If your APY is below 3%, open a high-yield account with $100 to start, transferring more later. Ask yourself, is your account earning less than 3% APY, or maximizing returns? A higher APY is your engine. Ignite it to grow your savings. Sign 2. You're saving for a medium-term goal. Another clear sign you should switch to a high-yield savings account is that you're saving for a medium-term goal, such as a home down payment, a wedding, or a car purchase, planned within 1 to 5 years. High-yield accounts offer safety and liquidity like traditional savings, but with higher interest, making them ideal for goals where you want growth without stock market risks. A 2023 article in Forbes notes that high-yield savings accounts are perfect for medium-term savings, as they outpace inflation, around 2 to 3% annually, while keeping funds accessible. A low-yield account slows your progress, but a high-yield one speeds you toward your dreams. Picture 2 co-workers, Ava and Noah, both 28 years old. Ava is saving $15,000 for a home down payment in 3 years, using a high-yield account at 4.5% APY, earning $2,100 in interest. Noah, saving for a car in 2 years, keeps $10,000 in a 0.3% APY account, earning just $60, delaying his goal. What Noah doesn't realize is that his low-yield account is holding him back, while Ava's high-yield choice is pushing her forward. Saving for a medium-term goal in a low-yield account doesn't just cost money, it costs time. The good news? You can align your savings with your goals. Identify one medium-term goal, like $5,000 for a vacation in 2 years, and calculate how much faster a 5% APY account grows versus 0.5% using an online compound interest calculator. Open a high-yield account dedicated to that goal, depositing $50 monthly. Research banks with no withdrawal penalties, like SoFi, for flexibility. If you're not goal-focused, start with a small target to build momentum. Ask yourself, are you saving for a medium-term goal or missing growth opportunities? High-yield accounts are your booster. Use them to achieve your goals. If you're finding this article helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here, and consider subscribing for more financial tips. Let's keep going. Sign 3. You want better online banking features. A strong sign you should switch to a high-yield savings account is that you want better online banking features, such as user-friendly apps, real-time balance tracking, goal-setting tools, or seamless transfers, which many high-yield accounts, often offered by online banks, provide. If your current bank's clunky website, limited mobile access, or slow customer service frustrates you, you're missing out on modern banking convenience. A 2024 Bankrate survey found that online banks with high-yield accounts typically offer superior digital tools, rated 4.5/5 by users, compared to 3 out of 5 for traditional banks. Outdated banking slows you down, but cutting-edge features streamline your financial life. Imagine 2 neighbors, Emma and Lucas, both 35 years old. Emma uses a high-yield account with Ally, enjoying its app's savings buckets, instant transfers, and 24/7 chat support, managing her $12,000 effortlessly. Lucas sticks with a local bank's 0.2% APY account, struggling with a dated website and branch-only support, wasting time on simple tasks. What Lucas doesn't realize is that his bank's poor features are a drag, while Emma's advanced tools are enhancing her savings experience. Better online features don't just save time, they make saving smarter and more rewarding. The good news? You can upgrade your banking experience. Test your current bank's app and website, noting pain points like slow transfers or no goal trackers. Research online banks like Capital One or Discover, checking reviews for features like mobile check deposit or budgeting tools. Open a high-yield account with a bank offering 4+ star-rated apps, starting with $200 to explore. If tech intimidates you, watch a bank's tutorial videos first. Ask yourself, do you want better online banking features, or are you stuck with outdated tools? Modern features are your advantage. Embrace them to save smarter. Sign 4. Your bank charges monthly maintenance fees. Another sign you should switch to a high-yield savings account is that your bank charges monthly maintenance fees, eating into your savings and reducing your earnings, especially when many high-yield accounts, particularly from online banks, offer no fees at all. Fees of $5 to $15 monthly, common at traditional banks, can cost $60 to $180 yearly, wiping out low-interest gains. A 2023 Investopedia article highlights that fee-free high-yield accounts maximize returns, as every dollar stays invested, compounding over time. Paying fees shrinks your wealth, but a fee-free account keeps it growing. Consider 2 friends, Mia and Ethan, both 40 years old. Mia switches to a no-fee high-yield account at Marcus, keeping her $10,000 earning 5% APY, or $500 yearly, untouched by costs. Ethan's bank charges $10 monthly, $120 yearly, on his $10,000 at 0.1% APY, netting him just $10 interest minus fees, for a $110 loss. What Ethan doesn't realize is that his fees are eroding his savings, while Mia's fee-free account is building hers. Maintenance fees don't just cost money, they signal your bank isn't prioritizing your growth. The good news? You can ditch fees. Check your bank statement for maintenance fees, calculating their annual cost. Say, $12 monthly equals $144 yearly. Research high-yield accounts with no fees on NerdWallet, focusing on banks like Synchrony or Varo. Open a new account, transfer $500, and close your old one after confirming no penalties. If your bank requires minimum balances to avoid fees, negotiate or switch. Ask yourself, is your bank charging monthly maintenance fees, or are you keeping every dollar? No fees are your freedom. Claim it to grow your savings. If you're still here and feeling empowered, please comment number 4 below to let me know, and consider subscribing for more banking insights. One more sign to go. Sign 5. You have a lump sum sitting in a low-interest account. The final sign you should switch to a high-yield savings account is that you have a lump sum sitting in a low-interest account, earning minimal returns when it could be growing faster in a high-yield option. Whether it's $5,000 from a bonus, an inheritance, or savings, a low APY, e.g., 0.2%, wastes potential, while a high-yield account's 5% APY turns that sum into meaningful growth. $5,000 becomes $5,250 in a year at 5% versus $5,010 at 0.2%. A 2024 Journal of Personal Finance study found that high-yield accounts significantly boost returns on large balances, compounding wealth for savers. A dormant lump sum loses value to inflation, but a high-yield account multiplies it. Picture two colleagues, Sophia and Owen, both 45 years old. Sophia moves a $25,000 inheritance to a high-yield account at 4.8% APY, earning $1,200 yearly, funding a future vacation. Owen keeps his $25,000 bonus in a 0.3% APY account, earning just $75, missing out on growth. What Owen doesn't realize is that his low-interest account is stalling his wealth, while Sophia's high-yield switch is accelerating hers. A lump sum in a low-yield account doesn't just sit idle, it costs you opportunities. The good news? You can move your lump sum. Identify any large balances, $1,000 or more, in low-interest accounts, checking their APY. Compare high-yield options on Bankrate, selecting a bank with FDIC insurance and 4% plus APY, like Barclays. Transfer your lump sum, starting with $1,000 to test, ensuring no withdrawal restrictions. If you're hesitant, keep $500 in your old account for familiarity. Ask yourself, do you have a lump sum in a low-interest account, or is it growing fast? High-yield accounts are your multiplier. Activate them to maximize your wealth. What to do to switch to a high-yield savings account? Now that you've uncovered these signs, let's talk about how to switch to a high-yield savings account and supercharge your savings. First, boost your APY by researching 3 high-yield accounts on Bankrate, choosing one with 4.5% plus APY, and opening it with $100, transferring more after a month. Second, align with medium-term goals by dedicating a high-yield account to one goal, like $10,000 for a car, depositing $200 monthly, and tracking progress with the bank's goal-setting tools. Third, access better features by selecting a bank with a 4+ star app, testing its budgeting or transfer functions, and moving $500 to explore. Fourth, eliminate fees by confirming your current bank's charges, switching to a no-fee high-yield account, and closing your old account after transferring funds. Fifth, move lump sums by identifying $1,000 plus in low-interest accounts, transferring to a high-yield option with 5% APY, and setting up automatic deposits of $50 weekly. Consolidate efforts with a written plan. List your current APY, goals, desired features, fees, and lump sums, with action steps like open account by next Friday. Read books like The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, or I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi for strategies. Celebrate wins, like opening an account or moving $1,000, with free rewards, like a park walk or a favorite playlist. If you hit obstacles, reflect and adjust. Saving smarter is a journey. Your money is your power. Unleash it with a high-yield account. Final thoughts. You've just explored 5 signs that you should switch to a high-yield savings account. Your current account earns less than 3% APY. You're saving for a medium-term goal. You want better online banking features. Your bank charges monthly maintenance fees. And you have a lump sum sitting in a low-interest account. Are you seeing these in your financial life? Or are there areas to act on? The beauty of a high-yield savings account is that it's a simple, powerful step toward financial freedom, open to anyone ready to optimize their money. Every action you take to increase your APY, align with goals, access better tools, eliminate fees, or grow a lump sum builds a foundation for wealth and peace of mind. Don't wait for a windfall. Start today. Compare one APY, set one goal, test one app, check one fee, or move $1. These aren't just actions. They're the keys to a savings strategy that works as hard as you do. You're already on the path to smarter saving. Keep going, stay strategic, and watch your wealth soar. Comment number 28 below to share your savings journey or stay connected, and let's keep building your financial future together.